Today we are going to remove this brush guard on the AMG here because let's face it, we're not going to be facing any brush here in the San Jose suburbs, and it'll just give it a cleaner look. It's an AMG, not exactly designed for brush anyway.
Tiafo Garage.
We're going to start with a quick cleaning of the brush guard. I think it'll be easier while it's on the car. I'm just going to use this. It's got a lot of bugs still from my drive up from LA. So these are the replacement units for filling the hole where the brush guard is going to be removed. I got them from eBay. They were like 150 bucks. I will put them in the link to them in the description. They came with this bolt. This bolt has a 19 millimeter head. I just checked, and the factory setup has an 18 millimeter head, and there's a bolt in that hole right there, very similar to what the eBay unit came with, and you can actually see the connection here. Also a square nut, very similar to what is on the end of these units that came from eBay, so this should be pretty straightforward here. We're gonna need a bigger wrench. Oh, slide back.
Got it?
So that came right out pretty easily. I did need to bust out my breaker bar here just because of the torque required. Surprisingly, the bolts were pretty rusty. I think even though it was all California climate, I think the water seeps in there and just hangs out. And it did need to pull out this way once the bolts were out, rather than lift straight up. So I'll clean this up a little bit and then put in the covers. So these do have a left and a right, and they're labeled as such. I think there's a slight curvature to the shape here. Let's put them on. Similar to how the brush guard comes off, these also slide in very easily. Small tip: once you put it in, you've got to make sure this nut is adjustable to be accommodating. So make sure it's in a spot where you can see it from the bottom. So this is from the bottom. You want to be able to look in there. Make sure the nut is visible for putting the bolt in. One other little tip, I didn't film it, but when you're bolting it, cinching it down, push down here so that you get it nice and flush with the mating surface here. And lastly, for good measure, store your bolts in your old parts. So I'm just going to bolt them back in to store it. And we are done. That's about a 30-minute job. The G-Wagon is now looking as sprightly as a gazelle. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you enjoy this type of content, please do like, share, and subscribe. It will help the channel, and we will see you next time on Tiafo Garage.